Sometimes memes just make themselves. Shout out to my boyfriend who killed me first in Among Us and had the audacity to report the body and go, "So who killed my girlfriend?" Found a nude photo online. Report it to police.com. About to watch a scary movie, so I googled security guard to feel safe. This is so hard I almost forgot the allegations. For real, I got my own allegations to worry about anyways. When I proposed, my idea was simple. A road trip across the country that ultimately spelled out, "Will you marry me?" The challenge will be keeping it a secret until the very end, since forming the letters properly required some trickery. I forgot my wallet. Saw a dude unloading plates at the gym today like this. The quiet girl in my group just absolutely roasted our professor because he takes forever to grade. Everything is turned in. Based on current patterns, we should have feedback by late July. What the hell is that fruit passionate about? My parents trying to figure out what to get me for Christmas. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I would. You guys are not real haters. House porch doesn't have a roof. Gotta watch the storm somehow. Long haul truckers. What's the creepiest, most paranormal thing you've seen on the road at night? One time, I saw a turn signal on a BMW. Liar. This is it. Get into it, gentlemen. These dudes look like that kind of boss battle where you fight two bosses at once, and one will revive the other. Wow, Greeks and Romans kept using lead-lined cooking ware, even when they knew it was poison. How could they be so stupid? Oh, how convenient. They're gonna be talking the same way we talk about lead with plastic in the future. How it feels to charge your phone with your laptop. One-factor authentication. We have just sent the code to your private number. They've programmed this. We have been going through stuff since the dawn of time. No way. My 6'2" girlfriend and I got into a really bad argument today. So she picked me up and put me on the top of this dresser as a punishment. People explain their reasons for cheating. Basically, everyone has cheated on their partner. What? Who's everyone? I'm not everyone. False. Validate my awful life choices and poor moral compass. I remember her saying that went something like, "A thief is someone who believes everyone steals." And I feel like this applies to most things in life. The only people who say we all cheat are people who cheat. Don't trust them. The fog over LA looks like GTA maps that hasn't rendered. Why do I feel the need to pour milk over this and eat it for a fiber-rich breakfast? The time jump from 2019 to 2025 feels unnatural. I've lived 3 different lives since 2019. Why is it always the scrawniest little weirdos who have a thing for fat people? A thirsty man would no doubt dream of water. My girlfriend won't stop bothering me about how I had my car painted. Come on, that is a cool rap. Folks be on $1,000 trips wearing $10 clothes, and you be at home. Mind your own business. 2 steps last week. That's 2 steps more than the previous week. Dirty hands are a sign of clean money. Grave robbers. Showed my wife. She was not impressed. Can I get some love? And not a single plant to defend yourself. How foolish. My new girlfriend, but if you check the mirror, running 3 kilometers will increase your life by 20 minutes, but it takes 30 minutes. The secret to being a private person is to overshare dumb stuff so people think you're an open book, but then not tell them any of the important details of your life. Hottest day of the year in the UK, and I have to go and do an 8-hour shift. Wish me luck. By the way, this is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. I know folks who keep their house at this temperature. Yeah, but guys, it's the humidity. Doctor at my checkup asked me if I had any feelings of depression or anxiety, and I said, "Don't we all?" And he said, "No." Yes, bro, eat XL. Take it away. This is real, not photoshopped. People wanting to hire Santa, 121%. Available Santas, down 10%. I'm calling Joe Biden to release 5 million Santas from the Strategic Santa Reserve. Isn't it a good thing when there are more people who share a same interest with you? No, because they enjoy it in the wrong way for the wrong reasons. After my 4-year-long girlfriend declined my marriage proposal and moved out today, I treated myself with this beauty. That's heartbreaking, I'm sorry. In 2017, every meme was just a picture of a rat wearing a cowboy hat captioned, "Be heckin' kind to each other, ooh ooh," and it sucked. My folks are already annoyed about my art major, so I like to rub it in. I just hope to someday have the confidence of that guy who walked into work one morning and pitched Oreo-flavored Oreos. Introverted, here's how to be more social. Just once, I would like to see an article like, extroverted, here's some tips on how to be quiet and reflective, how to shut the hell up sometimes. Just got home from hanging out with my best friend. We spoke about the same thing again for the 100th time. I had the best time ever. Thank you so much. Your tips saved my life. Zip my pants up when you're done with it, bro. Fell to my knees after reading this. So this is the story of Fettuccine Alfredo. After his wife had given birth to their first son that year, she did not have an appetite. To help encourage her, he created a dish of noodles, cheese and butter. My son told me there's a small get-together at school on Friday. I asked him, how small? He replied, just you, me, and the principal. He's going places, not college, but places. Air fryer blew my last 2 slices of cheese off my burgers. This is pretty unlucky. 8 years of relationship. I'm sure I won't find anything on his phone. I completely trust him. If your boyfriend is getting a WinRAR license, he will never leave you. He will never cheat on you. He's the most loyal person in the world. Lotta Cheek was crowned America's prettiest girl after defeating 6,000 contestants. A 15-year-old 50 Cent in a juvenile detention center. Parasite had a 100% Korean cast, including male director, no disabled, no people of color, and no LGBT role. So much for Hollywood diversity. It's a Korean movie made in Korea by Korean people. What did you expect other than Koreans? He expected Scarlett Johansson. I rented a girlfriend and an obese man in Tokyo, healer, DPS, and a tank. If you wear glasses, we expect a lot from you academically. I failed an eye test where the answers are in front of me. You're misplacing your expectations. As a Christian, would you shoot an armed robber if you accidentally got his gun? My duty as a Christian is to introduce people to God. If you can't achieve your goals, just redefine them. Buy a carpet. Save 10,000. Buy a new phone case. Live. Not a happy life, just live. Mind my own business. Tattoos that can turn into whatever the tattoo is. Doing pet play with dear girlfriend. I just hit her with my car going 55 on a country back road. Boyfriend's twin brothers are beefing in their group chat about the right way to make gravy. I'm about to abuse the hell out of this image. There are words I am no longer allowed to call you that would bring you to your knees for the way you're treating me right now. People go into a forest and be mad about the bugs. You're literally in their home, be nice. No, mosquitoes and ticks can suffer. My friend works in fashion. I set her up with one of my tech homies. This is how it went. How was the date? He was really nice, and this sounds shallow, but I need someone with a higher income. He said he works in a warehouse, data warehouse. He's a data scientist. Oh, he does science? It's funny. She doesn't want to be shallow, but she's being incredibly shallow. When my wife was pregnant, I asked the midwife how many babies she had to deliver to become a full wife, and she shot my wife a look as if to say, you poor thing. Pixar's fall off needs to be studied. Kill this art style. Hit me up if you want to be my cousin. I'm starting my own family from scratch. Never stops being darkly funny to me that doctors struggle to diagnose autism, while a 12-year-old bully can do it in 10 seconds flat. It's energy, man, it's vibrations. The doctors aren't on the same vibration. The most normal object people put behind their phone while eating. An engineer built himself a bionic hand after losing 4 fingers. Conclave. It's shameful to be this age and still not know yourself. Me at 14 for some reason. Anyone who likes the video, the bread boy will be blessed with that bread this week. Hands the bouncer my ID with a note on it begging him to not let me in because I want to go home, but I'm too scared to tell my friends. I'm drunk. I wish I could go down on you. Oh my. Not cool. So how do you unsend a message? That's a body. No way, it's not. Firstly, I love you. Secondly, that is a body. Don't you dare follow that truck. She needs to charge the makeup artist with assault. This is how men view our birthday makeup. Gaming is so beautiful, man. Found another penguin in my lobby and drove up to him and jumped up and down after every race. Now there's 8 of us, and whenever anyone wins a race, we all meet up and spam the "I'll take a picture" chat option. Cinema. Someone launched a coin and spent 7 hours buying a loan, but no one joined, so he just rugged himself. And he lost money on fees. What an idiot. Clearly not a lot though, if he's investing 50 cents per buy. Took this bad boy right outside of Texas Roadhouse after eating 6 baskets of fresh baked rolls. There's a bit of sadness when you're at a restaurant and the food isn't delivered by your server. And who ordered the Alfredo? You don't know us at all. Jenny would know. Jenny would know who ordered the Alfredo. Sometimes I pick up tickets to help the service desk out. Those guys have it rough. User called stating she was unable to access email. Opened Outlook for user. User was able to access her emails. Trying to pick what vibe I want to bring to the function. Are you going to be spawning in as a friend or spawn as a cursed one? AI is still terrible at making realistic humans. Man, you know what I want? A superhero series where they have powers that 100% contradict their personalities. A fisherman's daughter who lives by the sea, swims every day, learns that she can control fire. A boy who's mortified of heights but realizes he can use anti-gravity and hates it. Someone who was bitten by a dog as a child, suffers extreme fear around animals, can now communicate with them. I feel like this would just make your fear a lot easier. Me has absolutely no idea what size an acre is in real people language. 1% the size of the woods where Winnie the Pooh lives. Next question. I remember when I was little, I asked my grandma and she said, about the size of a parking lot. And I just accepted that until about about 5 years ago when I remembered this and was like, wait, parking lots come in different sizes. She really didn't know either. A panel on the pool is being fixed. The sound of the drill drew in men from far and wide who were all watching raptly. Maybe the sirens weren't seductive mermaid singers. Rather, they just had power tools. He made me a candle that smells just like his cologne that he always wears. And it turns into body oil so I can smell like him too. Men are creative as hell when they're in love. Thinking about how cool the Chicago street grid looks at night. Near perfect order, just like a sheet of graph paper. Americans live in the Gnostic Saturine cube of Inferno and be like, wow, this is perfect. $50. Let it go for $50, twin. Do you believe in love? If you believe in love, you'd let it go for $50. If your name is Jeff and you own a plumbing company in New Orleans, your wife is filing for divorce after the sale of your plumbing company goes through. Per the lady on the phone with her lawyer standing behind me in the grocery store. I got you, Jeff. Someone. That won't work. Me, after it works. I'm like, what did you say? What did you say? You said it would, what is this? What is it? It's working. Shut up. Just cooked my first meal. How does it look? Lex Luthor. Hey, Superman, you gotta try this breakfast, bro. It's delicious. An iPhone 12 in 2024 is crazy. I stopped knowing the difference between iPhones the day I started paying rent. Ugh, sounds like you're employed. My dad got a clear phone case for himself, so I let him have one of my Pokemon cards to put inside it, and after making me explain what each Pokemon did, he picked a basic lightning energy card. It'll keep the phone charged longer, idiot. I don't understand how you guys are paying rent, and going to concerts, and going out every weekend, and ordering food regularly, and driving a car and paying for subscriptions, and going on trips with your friends, and just living. We are living in a poor constructed fantasy novel. So we've got Brian Johnson 48 versus Brian Johnson 47. Which way, Western health freaks? Werewolf or vampire? Dwarf versus elf. He spent millions of dollars to look 44. Hard to swallow pills. 10% of Europe has AC. Copper is so recyclable. That stuff that was mined pre-BC is being used today. So what you're telling me is that when the copper head in my old 78 Volvo cracked, when it blew the head gasket, it was actually illness's fault again? That's son of a... It's extremely eye-opening getting older and realizing a majority of the population is not smart. Like, they're really slow and it's scary. You know what's really scary? When people are slow but they act really smart. That is scary. So apparently the Americans are unaware that in Australia, all soy sauce is distributed via tiny 1-inch fish bottles. Imagine a whole country never having tasted the nectar of the microplastic marlin. No wonder America is like that. Choose a major you love and you'll never work a day in your life because that field isn't hiring. One time at a party, I kissed someone's girlfriend, and to make sure he wasn't mad about it, I just kissed him too. You know, it takes two people to kiss, right? So you were also kissed by a... Anyway, I don't know what their relationship is like. I don't care. I blacked out and woke up to a text in a group chat with both of them that said, "Did you make it home safe, baby?" Olivia Rodrigo, do you mess with dudes who make $20 an hour? What about $22.50 an hour? Easiest ways to make money. Men's lust. Women's desire for beauty. Elderly health. Children's education. Rich people's fear of loss. Brokies' desire to get rich quickly. Took me 25 years to get it. One of the best love languages is making someone laugh when they're taking life too damn seriously. I heard someone refer to a crisp, cold energy drink as a fridge cigarette, and I've never heard anything more accurate. Just lied for no reason and told the Starbucks barista my name was Dylan. My daily reminder, just make it exist first. You can make it good later. CEO of Boeing. Life's a funny thing. 13 years ago, a teacher made me cry on a school trip. Today, I rejected their mortgage application. Swings and roundabouts. I thought the saying was swings in roundabouts. I used to think adulthood was one crisis after another. I was wrong. Multiple crises, concurrently, all at once, all the time, forever. Tony Stark would be nothing without being a billionaire. People keep bringing up Cave in a Box of Scraps, but remember when he dog-walked a whole squad of armed mercenaries with weapons he built out of stuff he bought in a hardware store? Pixie cuts on women are like mustaches on men. They either really work and you get a uniquely good look, or they don't and it's hideous. Being a 5'8" woman trying to sit on a man's lap is humiliating. I feel like one of those big dogs that hasn't figured out it isn't a puppy anymore. How the solar system moves through the galaxy. Where exactly is the sun taking us? Everyone on the replies is terrified of this fact, but I just think it's so sweet and heartwarming. She's holding our hand and leading us somewhere secret, and we're both giggling like kids. Let's travel through vast unknown with Mama. My wife didn't stay up for this. I should be a saint for doing this when she treats me like an a-hole. They should invent harmless cigarettes for aura farming purposes. Europeans, this email is unmonitored over summer. Good luck, Americans. You need to touch grass, whatever. I need is to touch some cold hard cash. Is this an acceptable way to advertise plus size clothing? Do something nice for someone today. Leave them alone. Life is hard enough without your BS. While we were tearing up our flooring, we found the old home. Owners had a giant game of Monopoly on the floor. You can go up to people in real life and ask them for rumors like in Oblivion, and they'll actually respond. Did this in 2015 when I went to the PNW, and that was literally Oblivion. I walked into a beer bar and asked some dude, what rumors have you heard? And he told me about a dude who went missing hiking to a nearby volcano. Like what? Realized customer service wasn't for me when a lady on the phone told me I didn't know how to do my job, and I said, well, walk me through it. She hung up. There's something psychologically torturing about your mum watching the same looping shot on social media over and over, so you keep hearing the same soundbite blasting from their phone 8 times in a row. Probably 10 times in my life, I've left my phone down, it's just been playing a YouTube short, I've went to go do something, I zone out, then I zone back in 2 minutes later and I realize what the hell is that still playing, and I have to run to my room and close it. It is so annoying. People will be like, yeah, just follow my car, and then start running red lights. Follow it if you can. Companies on July 1st, they go to non-homo milk and straight tea. In Italiano, sun-dried tomatoes are actually sun-dried tomatoes. How are American sun-dried tomatoes dried? The moon. I wanna die. I have to live. Things I like coming soon. Name the game. This is more like naming the anime. This would be One Piece. It's crazy how social media convinced us that 15 likes isn't enough. Imagine 15 people in real life telling you that you looked good. Why do you do good deeds? Personal fulfillment? How selfish. Go screw yourself, scumbag piece of shower cap. I was having a rough day and trying to gain some perspective, so I asked my 85-year-old grandpa if things have always been this hard, and he literally said, no, and I'm glad I won't be here much longer. Good luck out there, kids. Japan has invented a beer glass that makes you drink slower. The shape of the glass slows down the pace of drinking by about 3 times. This is actually a Czech medieval torture device. Just saw a guy in the library writing an assignment. No Grammarly, no ChatGPT, no Turnitin, what is that? No open tabs, no notes, just a Word document and nothing else. Like a sociopath. To all you hunters who kill animals for food, shame on you. You ought to go to the store and buy their meat that was made there where no animals were harmed. Learning the rules of blackjack for the first time. So you're just not trying to bust? Oh, okay, I've played games like this before. Blade Runner and The Thing were both released 43 years ago today. Life-changing double feature. Audiences didn't even mess with them either. What were they smoking back then? People also hated Fight Club on release. Do you guys think my sink is stupid? I don't think it's stupid, but I think it's dumb. Do you want 6 string cheese sticks? No, that's way too many. I deep fried them. Here's some Mariana sauce. Okay, that's actually a nice warm-up for what I'm about to eat. Her Animal Crossing house versus her room. She probably spends more time playing that game than being in real life, okay? If that makes any sense to anyone. A desperate cleric slamming every healing spell so hard to bring someone back to life, the ground is forced to grow plants and flowers around the body. I apologize to all my local schizophrenics. I owe you an apology. I really wasn't familiar with your game. What do you guys think of this shirt I got recently? Do you like it? I love it. You know, maybe I should shut up. When an artist has an art style you're low-key a fan of, but they're a weirdo and use their artistic abilities to draw the weirdest stuff. It's quite a skill though to draw anyone pregnant if they annoy you. I don't need another power of love speech by some impotent hero who thinks they can gaslight the villain into turning good. Vikings didn't have horns on their helmets, but I bet if you showed them a single modern Viking depiction, they would all start doing it like gangsters imitating The Godfather. Rude coworker starter pack. Spends every break in their car. Doesn't talk unless spoken to. Has a we're coworkers, not friends mentality. Clock in, do your job. Don't bother anyone as best as you can. Clock out. Almost all your coworkers now have a vendetta against you. Our local fire chief just sent this out. Small town rules for 911. Calling 911 on the 4th of July. People are setting off fireworks. No, people just set their houses on fire. Fireworks debris is landing in my yard. Body parts are landing in my yard. My wife is too upset to sleep. My wife won't wake up. My cat is upset and hiding. My cat is shooting back.